Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and I have been using this Kdenlive editor for a long time, and I see people using other editors that cost them money, and also editors that aren't nearly as powerful as they should be for your YouTube videos. This is mostly the drone guys and stuff. But if you haven't heard about Kdenlive, it's just as powerful as a lot of the big programs like Power Director, and it's totally free. There's no limit on time. There's no ads. There's no nothing. And this is how my screen looks when I use it. And so, but what I would like to do is just give you a quick tutorial on how I use it on just the basics. And then I can make another tutorial maybe after this on how I do my special effects or anything like that. But a lot of people are afraid to try it because it does have a learning curve, but the learning curve kind of comes naturally. Plus, I think there's hundreds of videos on YouTube on how to use Kdenlive. So let's go ahead and get started. And in order to use Kdenlive, you got to download it. And so if you go, click download Kdenlive, you're going to get all the other guys that want to get their word in here. But be sure to download it directly from Kdenlive.org. Okay. And then you'll get the latest and so forth. So you click on that and, then we get to the latest version is this, and if you're using Apple, then you would use this. If you're using Windows, which I am, you do the installable. Don't do the standalone. I tried that once and it doesn't work too well. So you go ahead and you click on that. All right. Now I'm not going to click on it because I don't need to download it. But anyway, you go ahead and you do that. Then we'll get rid of this and we'll go here and that it'll download into, well, don't download it on your desktop. Download it into your download area. Here you can see I've gone through different versions so far, and I can see now there's even a newer version than what I have. So you download it and it'll say exe, that's .exe. That means executable file, which means it'll run on your computer. So that's what you need to do that. And then when you get it downloaded, let's just go ahead and the thing is what I always like to do with Kdenlive especially is it'll be up here somewhere because you just download it. But let's go down here to Kdenlive, okay, and then right-click on that. Oh, wait a minute, just go ahead and click on that, and then right-click on it, and what you want to do is, well, it's because I've already got it installed, so it's showing me all this extra stuff. But anyway, right-click on when you get it downloaded. Right-click on it so that you get the options. And I usually like to use Run as Administrator. Now, this is open source software, so you're not stealing anything, and if you want to donate to them, they appreciate that. But it's open source, so it's going to act a little bit different. And so if you get it downloaded, it's going to come up looking something like this. And this is up here in the top. This is my setup for 2023. This is what it kind of looks like when you first upload it, okay, or download it, excuse me. And it doesn't even look this good. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead. See this down here, down below here, it says audio mixer and effect composition stack. And I don't want that down there. So I go up here to view, and then we don't want the audio mixer, so we'll get rid of that. And we don't want the composition stack, so we'll get rid of that. Now this is our timeline down here, and this is where we do our editing on the timeline. But first of all, you'll probably want to get a few things set up. And so let's do this. up over here, this is the project bin. This is where we drag our videos into right here. And then compositions is something that you're going to want to use, and effects is something you're going to want to use. And so how do we get them to where they're, so you don't have to click on here. Excuse me. So we go here, just grab that little handle right there, okay, and drag it over here and drag it up here. And when you see the blue square, let go. Okay, so there we've got it over here. Now then, we don't need that. We don't need that whole space. But what we're going to do now is we've got still getting over my. Okay, so this is compositions. Now, if we want to look at the clip monitor down, that's behind it, and the library, that's behind it. But you don't need to know about these things right now. So just the compositions, and then also you're going to want to do the same thing with effects. So you grab over here, you grab the handle down here, and bring it over here, and we'll find a place for it right there. Okay? So now we have our effects that we want to use, and we have our composition that we want to use. And so, and then over here, this is the project monitor, and we want to see that a little bigger, and you can move these around. So that's about how I like mine. And so now we've got two basic things that you're going to need, and down here on the timeline, but we don't have any videos yet. So we go to our folder that has you find the folder where you've saved your videos, and I'm just going to use a video I used for my last video. And so we're going to just take the first. This is the DJI. This is my 8th video using my DJI, my new DJI Mini 3 Pro that DJI sent me to replace the other one. Now we just drag that over here. Oh, we got to be in the bin monitor. I'm sorry. We'll go back again. Do it again. Okay, so down here you see you got to pick these carefully because it changed when I wasn't looking. So there's the bin, the project bin. All right, now we'll go down here and we'll get back to our video and we'll pull it over there. Okay, now this is where some people make a mistake. Let's get rid of that guy. Okay, so if you'll notice, it defaults to 1080, and that's in a pretty old-fashioned way to you don't want 1080 films on YouTube if you can avoid it. But down here, because this is a 4K video, okay, so we come down here and we switch to 4K. So we would go like this. Now then, you'll notice up here at the top, it's a 4K. So what it's going to do, even though the video was 4K, if we're not careful, it'll go through and save it all as something less. So now we got a 4K video into our Kdenlive. Now we're going to come down here and we're going to put it right here, okay, and squeeze it clear down to the end. Now that goes way, way, way down there, and we could scroll way, way down there, but just so you'll understand how it works, if you come down here to the very bottom down here, all right, and move this, see how it squeezes? That's a 5-minute video, roughly 5 minutes, okay? And so now that puts it short so that we can see, if we want to add another video to the end of it. Generally, I have more than one video, as you could see in the folder. Let's see, there it is there. So I would take this one and drag them in and add them to the end of this one. But I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to come down here, and now we know that that's what we want. We're going to slide it over here. And whoops, wrong direction. Nope, wrong. Here we go. Okay, now we've gone out beyond the end of the video. So if you want to see where the end is, then you hit Control End, and that takes you to the end of the video. And then if you want to know where the beginning is, you come down and hit on your keyboard Control Home, and now you're back at the beginning. Okay. So there's some basics for you. Now then, let me see. Where is it here? Oh yeah, right here. This is how you can select different things that you want to do. And so right now we're on the selection tool. But let's say that I get down here a little ways, and let's make it a shorter video just anyway. So we'll get down here a little ways, and I want to cut it right there. Now if I come up here and click scissors, okay, and come down here, then I click that, and then I have to go back to this guy and tap that, and then just hit delete. So, and now we hit Control Home, so we're back where we belong. All right, and so that's our video. But suppose that we said, oh no, I just cut the end off. I didn't want to do that. Well, then you go up here and you click on undo, okay? So undo, and we'll undo, and I think we got it back. So let's go to Control End and see. Sure enough, there's our 5-minute video. We'll go back to Control Home. So that's one way of doing it. Then also, let's say we get down here and we want to cut it, but we don't want to go over here every time back and forth. So there's 2 keyboard settings that you can hit. And to get the selection tool, you type S. To get the cutting tool, you type X. Okay? So I'm going to type X. And now you notice that our little marker is different. So now when I click, then I get my cut without having to go back and forth. So then I'll go back to S, just hit S, delete that, okay, and then hit Control Home, and we're ready to go. So now that's the basics, okay, and then there's I'll put up another video on some of the effects that you can use and so forth. But just so you can do your editing and know how to use Kdenlive. Once you get comfortable with it, you'll learn stuff on your own that I don't have time to teach you, and I don't know it all anyway. So now, let's say we want to render this, okay? So we go up here to the word render. And we have to be careful when we get here, because this is the first thing on top of the thing is where we're going to render this video. Well, we're going to go to Mr. Kent's videos. I don't want it to go there. I want the rendered version to go where we just came from. So you come over here and you click that guy, and here we are down testing ND filters. Okay. And then we were also in the 32 ND folder. Okay. And there's our file right there. So now we want to, oh, by the way, I got to take time. Let's stop. We don't want to lose this. So we're going to go up here and we're going to click on File and Save As. Don't forget to do that. Okay. File and Save As. And now we want to go to Testing ND Filters. And we'll go to 32 ND. And we'll give it a name. I always name my Kdenlive titles with lowercase, and I name my rendered titles with uppercase. Makes it easy to keep them straight. So we'll just say this is just a demo, D-E-M-O, okay? And so I will save that. And now we go up here to the top. If you forget to do this, you go to a lot of work for nothing. And then we'll go ahead and we'll render this. It's not going to take very long. So we got it to go where we want. We're using the MP4, and now we come down here. Now that may or may not be checked. If that's not checked, be sure and check it, because this is where the one thing that you gotta do, you have to do if you want it to be a 4K video. So we come up here to rescale, and you'll notice it wants to say 1080. But if we go up here and we notice with 4K, it says 2160, all right? So if we come cover that up and type in 2160, all right? Now that changes this too. That 4K is actually 3.8 thousand, so it's not quite 100 or 4. Okay, now if we're all through, we want the audio to be on it, and I'll show you how to do that. But this video, this is our first rendering. We don't want to mess with audio right now. We just want to get the video. And then, so we get that. then we come down here to custom quality. We want that to be as high as possible, okay? Now the rest of this encoder speed, if you have a really, really fancy computer, you can probably speed that up. I have a low-end gaming computer that I use. And so I don't, and then we come down here to parallel processing, and we can change that to 2 or, well, 1 would be dumb, but anyway, we can change that to amount. But I don't mess with that anymore because it warns you parallel processing may cause render effects. So I leave that off. All right. So now we've got everything set the way we want. We've remembered this. We got it. It's probably going to come up to 4K. And then if it doesn't, well, then you go into the generic HD for web and mobile devices. Like, for instance, if it shows like that, then you need to go in here and click that down one, and then you come down to 4K. Okay. So we got that. And then now we got to come back down here and start over. That's right. And the audio, we'll leave the audio off for this one. Okay. And custom quality, it's all set to go. So we come over here and we click on render. Okay. And depending upon the length of your video, the rendering is going to take, longer for longer videos. So I'm just going to jump to the end. Okay, so it rendered our file in 1 minute and 4 seconds, which that's because it's so short. Now then, we can go back and look at it, or we've got it all done. So we come down here and we click on close. Okay, now we've got that done. But the only thing is, you want to be sure when you get it all set up the way you want it with all these settings, you want to go up here to edit and no, view. Yeah. Okay, edit and view. Now then, this the layout that you just did, that we just changed it to, because that's not like my normal one, but it's close. But what you want to do is you want to save it. Otherwise, next time you'll have to set it all up again. So we'll click on Save Layout, and we'll just call it Demo, and click OK. And that way, next time we open up Kdenlive, we'll have demo there. Okay, we got it rendered, and we're going to go down here, and we're going to go to our folder, and we should have a capitalized, oh, there's demo right there. So there's our video right there, okay? And then we can edit it more. But that's the basics of editing in Kdenlive, and I'll put up another video here real soon on how to do some effects and stuff. But this is totally free. It's got a learning curve, but it's not all that tough. And once you learn how to use it, you get comfortable with it. It makes editing kind of fun. So with that said, I'll close this down and get it uploaded. And I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.